Halo halo halo, assalamualaikum. Ketemu di new moon, yang baru kali ini di Capricorn. Ini new moon kedua di bulan Desember. Jadi bulan Desember ini kita punya 2 new moon. Mungkin itu juga kenapa penekanan dari angka 2 ada di, bulan Desember ini ya. Jadi kalau di numerologi bulan Desember itu angkanya adalah 2, which is, mungkin penekanan juga on how it is important for us at the moment to not just embody the initiative and planning and taking action, tapi also getting in touch with our inner world, with our intuition, and with our feminine side. Ya, ini kita juga akan masuk ke portal satu-satu dan satu tambah satu is two, of course. Ya, but anyhow, let's dive deeper. Untuk new moon kali ini, saya milih tema visionary resilience. Kenapa? Pertama karena Capricorn is the sign of hard work, ya, it's the sign of, the ability to endure, persevere, ya. It is the resilient part of, uh, in our chart. Itu di mana kita ada Capricorn, that's where we feel that we are going to be responsible and mature in that area in our life, ya. Capricorn juga kalau kita lihat di, zodiac wheel, terhubung dengan Cancer, jadi akses Capricorn yang ada di rumah 10 dengan Cancer, di rumah 4 it's about groundedness. Di human design, Capricorn dan Cancer gate-nya mayoritas ada di root center, and it is about grounding. It's about knowing who you are. It is about doing the things that you believe will create a better world, better future, a better life, yeah, for you and for others. Itu kenapa untuk Capricorn it is the root and the trunk of the tree, yeah, that provides organic structure to life. Oke, untuk new moon kali ini gate-nya ada di gate 38, line 1. Ya, berarti it is about individuality, it is about taking action, ya. Dan grounding gate-nya adalah 39 line 1 juga, and dua-dua ada di root. Jadi ini 38 di 39, both ada di posisi yang sama di root ya. Jadi ini saling me merefleksikan nature dari masing-masing. Tapi kalau 38 itu terhubung dengan spleen, 39 itu terhubung dengan solar plexus. 38 is more about connecting to your intuitive knowing, 39 is connecting to your emotions, connecting with other people through the feelings, ya. Dan 38 itu gate apa? It is the pressure to fight. Semua gate di spleen is about pressure. Bukan spleen, sorry, root. All the gates in the root is about pressure. Dan untuk gate 38 is the pressure to fight. Itu kenapa disebut the gate of warrior atau the gate of the fighter. But it is basically knowing what to fight for, having a purpose and fighting for that purpose. Ya, kalau di Gene Keys disebut the warrior of light because you know that you're fighting for a higher cause and you are ready to die for that cause. Ya, di sini itu kenapa saya milih bunga di sini yang berdiri sendiri meskipun kondisi di sekitarnya itu mungkin kering dan tidak mendukung, but she is a fighter. She is soft, but she is a fighter. Ya, dan grounding gate-nya tadi gate 39. This is about provocation, provoking a feeling to emote. Maksudnya apa? Orang-orang dengan energi ini, they have the ability to live their life in a way that makes other people look at them and wonder, how are they doing it? Why am I not doing like that? Kenapa kok mereka bisa sampai di situ, aku nggak bisa. That is the kind of provocation yang gate 39 is trying to evoke inside of you. Itu kenapa terhubung dengan solar plexus, because it gets your emotion triggered. Ya. Dan kalau di Gene Keys 39 is the trigger atau the provocation to ascend, ya, to reach a higher level of awareness atau well-being atau life in general. Nah, untuk shadow-nya ini provocation dan struggle, jadi you're just provoking for nothing, and here you're just fighting, and you don't have a purpose, you don't have a vision, ya. Tapi on the gift, you have this dynamism and you have this perseverance that you know you can do that work atau that task atau to pursue that purpose, ya, and you enjoy the dynamic that it brings, ya. ups and downs and, high and lows, yeah. And you find honor in that, and you find liberation because you're free from the lower energy that will sabotage your life force, mungkin seperti itu. So you are free to do the thing that you actually want, and you're free to pursue the things that you actually want, and that fuels you with that feeling of honor because you're following your purpose. Nah, that was the spiritual aspect. Untuk new moon, it is the visionary resilience gate 38. Basically, it's telling you, don't lose your warrior spirit. Call upon it if you need it, and don't forget to stand in your power. That is the essence dari gate 38, ya. Tapi, let's rephrase it, that every new moon, sebenarnya kalau full moon itu kan releasing, kalau new moon is about setting an intention. However, untuk new moon kali ini, what I'm asking you is, instead of struggle atau fight atau tadi being a warrior, embrace resilience. Embrace that you have the ability to face challenges and bounce back. You have the ability to face whatever life has to give you and emerge as a winner atau as a victorious from there. Yeah, so embracing your resilience and letting go of struggle. It is telling you that even though the world is full of suffering, but it is also full of people who were able to overcome it. Those are the warrior of light. They don't fight just for fighting or just for provocation. They fight because they have an honor and noble cause. So what is your honor and noble cause? That is your vision, ya. Dan di waktu yang nggak terlalu jauh ya, jadi one day after that, we will have the 1-1 portal. Dan gate-nya masih di gate 38, however, energinya sekarang second line, which is more about tadi in-depth looking into your inner thoughts, inner feelings, ya. So having that struggle and provocation inside of you. Mungkin nanti di portal ini, you will feel the different aspects of you, ya, fighting against each other, but lagi-lagi the message here is not about fighting atau struggling. It is about creating a long-term vision through resilience. How can you work with the different part of you? Ya, mungkin ada bagian yang mungkin lebih suka to be more intuitive. Lalu ada bagian lain yang lebih suka taking action, mungkin ada bagian yang mungkin lebih emotional, ada bagian lain yang lebih logical, ya. So working with those part instead of conflicting and fighting, working as a team, ya, seperti itu. Dan from what I see, 1-1 itu portal yang I won't say lebih signifikan, tapi karena di 11 Januari juga ada portal, ya. And this portal is in the crown center, ya, di gate 61, which is basically about inner knowing. However, kalau dilihat dari numerologinya, 11 ini ditambah 2025, which is 9, that is 11, and 11 is a master number. Kalau ini angkanya menjadi 1. However, kalau kita gabungin dua-duanya, that the energy dari new moon, lalu portal 11, lalu portal 11, lalu nanti full moon di tanggal 14 atau 13, ya, yang ada juga di root center. So this is root, crown, root, ya. This is basically telling you that you need to be grounded in who you are. And from there, connect to your vision, connect to whatever that you want to achieve. Connect through your alignment, ya. Don't fight inside of you. Jangan anxiety atau worry atau depression is actually parts of us are fighting each other and not finding a resolution. Find that resilience, find that vision that unites all. Dan tadi saya sampaikan bahwa 11, kalau 11 ini biasanya kita nggak gabungin lagi jadi 2, ya. Jadi 11 is a master number. Disebut master number, kenapa? Because it has higher frequency than the other numbers. Biasanya 11, 22, 33, ya. Those numbers, kalau kita total seluruh tanggal yang ada di yang di hari itu, di portal itu, this is the energy that you get. And 11 is a master intuitive. Dia menggabungkan antara energi 1 dan energi 2, but it stands on its own. It's an 11. It is connecting to your intuition and taking action from there. Okay, so portal 11 ataupun 11, both are telling you to take action. However, that action doesn't have to be at the moment, ya. And tapi what's important is this, to have the dream, ya, menjunjung harapan, impian, panggilan jiwa, ya, menunjukkan bahwa pintu untuk mencapai semua hal tersebut adalah dengan terhubung dengan bagian terdalam dari diri dan dengan intuisi. Pitfalls atau the things that you should avoid adalah sensitivity, ya, jadi skeptics, jadi nervous, jadi scattered minded, ya, you're not focused. If you're a warrior and you're going to the battlefield, you need to be focused, and the focus is on the vision, not on the fight, ya, tapi on the vision, on what you want to achieve from doing this internal battle atau whatever situation you are in right now, or whatever vision you want to bring, ya. Jadi jangan overthinking, meragukan diri sendiri, dan percayakan semua pada kehendak Tuhan dan divine timing. Okay, so untuk new moon kali ini atau portal sekarang, it's only by grounding your awareness in the living sensation of your body, who you are. Your real presence can awaken. Ya, ini real. Okay, nah, I want to share something interesting yang saya notice beberapa minggu lalu, dan ini menjadi inspirasi dari program yang nanti saya akan bahas, ya. Bahwa di 3 hari ini, jadi sehari sebelum new moon, pas new moon dan portal, ya, semua gate di spleen itu teraktivasi. Jadi ini sehari sebelumnya, gate 58 itu nyala, gate 60, 52 nyala, 58, 52 itu kan sun dan earth, ya, grounding gate. Lalu setelah itu 38, 39 nyala, 60 tetap nyala karena Pluto ada di situ. Lalu setelah itu 54 nyala. Setelah itu 60 dan 61, ini di sini bulannya, ya, ada di 61. Lalu setelah itu 41, lalu setelah itu 19. Jadi semua gate di root center itu nyala, plus tadi 61. That's where the moon is going through all the gates in the spleen, ya. Dan oke, ya. Kok spleen sih? Kalau ngomong spleen. The moon, ya, akan traveling ke seluruh gate yang ada di root center. Jadi sehari sebelum new moon, pas portal, ya, di 3-4 hari itu, that is actually a good time to do grounding work. Grounding work itu apa? To connect with earth, connect to yourself, connect to your root, connect to your di atas root itu kan ada sakral, ya, dari sakral connecting to your identity. Okay, kalau kita lihat the spleen dan solar plexus di samping, what fears, what nervousness muncul, ya, because kalau kita lihat portal 11-1, it is about the third eye, ya, it's about seeing your reality as objective as possible. I know a lot of people say third eye is about inner knowing. Yes, it is inner knowing, tapi it's also outer seeing, seeing reality as objective tanpa di difilter oleh tadi the fears of the spleen and the solar plexus and the pressure of the root. Karena crown juga punya pressure, the pressure of knowing, the pressure of finding inspiration, the pressure of knowing how, why, and what. Yeah. So basically, it's about letting go of the pressure of I need to do something. Aku harus melakukan sesuatu, and instead of focusing and grounding, jadinya hectic atau scattered mind atau malah overthinking, anxious, nervous, ya, and you don't focus. And this period is about focusing on yourself and your intuition, okay? So keep your eyes on the stars, but your feet on the ground. That is the essence of Capricorn, okay? Now, if you want help with that, I'm going to host program namanya Divine Timing. Video introduction-nya udah saya post, begitu juga dengan informasi lainnya, dan formnya ada di bawah di description box if you're interested to know. It is about knowing what action to take in accordance to the cosmic energy yang ada. Itu, ya. Root is also about divine timing, knowing when to act, without having the pressure bahwa oke, aku harus melakukan sesuatu karena ini tanggal 1 atau karena ini New Year, or ini udah ada di vision board aku sebelumnya dan I need to bring this to life this year, misalnya seperti itu. So this is working with the energy of your own blueprint and the energy of the cosmos, yeah. Then if you need help with grounding your vision of moving through this the transformation in your life, yeah, embodying new identity. I'm also hosting Embodied Consciousness, judulnya Align Co-Creation. Kalau tadi co-creation with divine timing, sekarang co-creation with universal laws, ya. So this is your higher self, your 5D self is working with the universal law through a root and crown cauldron. Itu kenapa ini periodenya lebih lama, jadi dari 21 Desember, sebenarnya 21 Desember itu where I set the container, karena ada transit di G Center atau di Heart Center. Untuk video sesi pertama itu saya bikin public, ya. Jadi kalau mau dilihat, if you want to get the vibe and understand how energy transit work that I do is done, mungkin seperti itu, ya. You can watch that video, and if you resonate and you feel like you want to join me on this journey sampai 7 Februari, I welcome you. And this is what we're going to do: grounding the vision, uncovering self-sabotaging behavior, anchoring energetics, and integrating universal laws. Tapi using nervous system informed approach, ya. Kalau mengambil program ini, this is only 777. Tapi kalau mau digabung dengan divine timing tadi, it will only be 888. So this is a very good opportunity if you feel that you need help and you need support, or you just don't want to go through this journey alone, yeah, like myself. Okay, nah sekarang kita lanjut, ya. So the dream of having an embodiment and alignment 2025. Okay, kita masuk ke chart masing-masing. The reading for your new moon. Kalau udah tahu Capricorn ada di mana di chart kalian, di rumah keberapa, ya? That's what we're going to talk about, ya. So Capricorn is all about, kalau di sini ya rumah 10, your career, your dharma, your public recognition, wisdom, discipline, achievement, authority, ya, structure, respect, and fame. However, mungkin nggak semua dari kita punya Capricorn di rumah 10, so it depend on your chart, ya. Nah, karena Pluto, ya, baru meninggalkan Capricorn di awal bulan Desember. This is also about karmic release and integration. Kenapa? Karena Pluto di Capricorn itu sudah 18 tahun. So, coba ingat-ingat dari tahun 2008 sampai sekarang, gitu. What changes, major life lessons yang kamu rasakan selama ini? That would usually be your Capricorn house, ya. Dan dari bulan lalu sampai sekarang, ya, Pluto dan Mars, ya, mereka kayak berhadap-hadapan, oposisi, ya. Dan in astrology, opposition will create tension. Jadi kayak ada power struggle, ada keinginan untuk take action atau being impulsive, ya. Meskipun Mars at the moment is retrograde, berarti that impulse atau that aggressiveness atau power struggle itu lebih internal. When something is retrograde, usually you will feel it internally first, yeah. But it also indicates that even if you want to take action, that action needs to be thought through, planned, dan jangan gegabah melakukan itu. Nah, kenapa hal itu penting juga? Karena 2025, kalau di numerologi angkanya adalah 9, dan 9 itu energinya adalah Mars energy. Mungkin itu kenapa, ya, akhir-akhir ini banyak membahas tentang, well, violence or war or things like that. That's because of the Martian energy. Okay, nah kalau kita lihat 2024 kemarin, rulernya adalah Saturn, and Saturn is ruler of tadi karma, but also ruler of time, ya. However, if you feel, I don't want you to feel that, okay, I have to get everything done now, karena Saturn is going to give you that kind of limitation atau that kind of need to persevere ya, bahwa I need to get this done now ya. Karena kalau di Human Design New Year itu sebenarnya nanti di gate 41, which is the gate of the starter, dan itu di akhir Capricorn. Kalau di astrologi itu mulainya nanti pas Aries atau Maret April lah begitu ya. So basically if you feel that oh, I'm tired and I need some time. Aku harus fighting apa ini, vision apa ini, capek. Ntar dulu, yes, take your time. It's okay. Tadi pesannya adalah grounding, dan grounding in your body, grounding in your intuition. Ya, so take a deep breath and believe that everything will be resolved in its time. Nah, karena Capricorn itu juga di-rule oleh Saturn, jadi yang akan saya bacakan sekarang mungkin bisa diterapkan juga di rumah di mana Saturn ada di chart kalian. Jadi kalau misalnya Capricorn itu ada di rumah kedua, tapi Saturnnya ada di rumah 10, you can maybe you can resonate dengan kedua reading yang akan saya lakukan setelah ini. Atau misalnya Capricornnya rumah 6, tapi Saturnnya ada di rumah 8. Well, you can listen for both rumah 6 dan rumah 8 ya. Nah, kalau masih bingung cari Saturnnya di mana gitu atau cari Capricornnya di mana, masuk ke Astro Charts, birth chart, masukin data-datanya, lalu cari whole sign ya, di setting whole sign, apply. Kalau misalnya biasa pakai Placidus atau Coach nggak apa-apa sih, nggak masalah ya. Kalau di sini biasanya kalau untuk collective reading saya pakai whole sign. Dan nanti keluar chartnya bisa dilihat mana Capricorn dan mana Saturn. Saturn itu yang kayak angka 5. Tapi kalau bingung juga nanti tinggal cari aja di sini Capricorn dan Saturn di mana. Jadi Capricorn itu ada di rumah 2, sedangkan Saturn itu ada di rumah 12. Oke? Nah, siap? Saya bacakan ya untuk setiap placement Capricorn dan Saturn. Untuk Capricorn rising, berarti Capricornnya ada di rumah pertama. Oke? Ground your vision in self-acceptance and integrating past lessons. Capricorn rumah pertama, pelajaran 18 tahun terakhir was about independence, self-assuredness, and having a high standard for yourself. Tapi, terkadang standar yang ditetapkan itu is a bit too high, and then you go into self-blame, and you look at the past as if it was a failure atau a mistake, ya. Hopefully, selama 18 tahun terakhir, you learned the lesson that there is nothing as failure, are no mistakes, yeah, there are only lessons to be integrated. Then your vision now needs to be grounded in self-acceptance, accepting who you are right now and accepting the past self, accepting and receiving the lessons from your past self and moving on with the new identity, the integrated self that is who you are at the highest frequency. Okay? Nah, Sagittarius rising berarti Capricorn ada di rumah 2. Selama 18 tahun terakhir ini, pelajaran terbesar kamu ada di understanding your self-worth. Your worth is not about what you know, what you can achieve, atau how clever and smart you are. Ya, it is your being. It's inside. It comes from within, ya. And you are resourceful. Understand that resources itu nggak cuma material resources, nggak cuma uang, tapi you have internal resources. You have resilience. You have strength. Yeah, you have inner power. You have connections. You have the ability to use all of that and believe in yourself and move through it. Yeah, you don't have to compromise yourself. Ground your vision in your self-worth. You deserve good things. You deserve that your dreams come true. Okay? Scorpio rising, the Capricorn ada di rumah ketiga. You need to ground your vision in taking small leaps and celebrating little wins. I know you are probably the most responsible person in your family, or maybe in your school atau your work, environment, you are a very responsible person. However, sometimes you feel that you're overwhelmed by all of that and you are unable to see the big picture. Now, I'm not telling you have to have a long vision, no, but just be open. Be open with expressing yourself. Be open with sharing your thoughts and ideas dengan orang-orang terdekat. And be open to receive whatever comes from them, because it's not their validation that is important, tapi the little wins that you create every moment at a time. That is what is going to ground your vision. Nah, Libra rising Capricorn berarti ada di rumah 4. Your family dynamics have been hard for the last 18 years. Your childhood probably has been very strict. Yeah, you have a very mature demeanor, ya, karena your parents have built that kind of independence atau that kind of self-assuredness inside of you. Okay, ini seharusnya inner groundedness, ya. So what I want you to do right now is to ground your vision in your inner stability. You are strong. You're born strong. You have been strong from the day you were born. Yeah. However, sometimes we forget that it is hard to go through this life alone. And as a Libra rising, you know that. You know you need other people. You know you need your environment. Yeah. You want to bring peace to your environment. You want to bring harmony. Sometimes, however, we forget to be grateful. Nggak harus ke orang-orang, tapi being grateful to yourself first and understand that everyone is contributing to your life experience, is contributing to you exercising your strength and your boundaries. Yeah. So ground your vision in your inner self-assuredness atau inner groundedness. Virgo rising Capricorn di rumah 5, ground your vision in playfulness. Even though you are the type that likes to work, kayak work hard, play harder, mungkin seperti itu, ya. But sometimes you believe that your passions atau your hobbies need to be more paying off gitu ya, kayak okay, if I'm going to do this, I need to get something out of it, ya. And my invitation is to invite playfulness, invite unconditional creation. Artinya just create without having to expect something in return. Yeah. If something comes, be open to receive. But if nothing from in the external comes, understand that playfulness and that experiment with something new, that is the reward. Yeah. So ground your vision in that playfulness and that energy of creation. Leo rising, Capricorn rumah 6, ground your vision in mindfulness and service. Rumah 6 is about our day-to-day, maybe our health as well. Yeah, you might be thinking too much about that. Selama 18 tahun terakhir, how has your health been? Yeah. Nah, sometimes you focus too much on one aspect, kayak health atau work, and you forget other things. You forget that life has so many aspects in it. It's not just that the daily routine atau the physical aspect, the work and the body. Yeah, it's also the mind and the soul. Yeah, if you are able to integrate the lessons dari Pluto selama 18 tahun terakhir, I am sure that you are living in mindfulness. But if not, I invite you to ground your vision in mindfulness, in understanding the balance of everything around you. Cancer rising, Capricorn rumah 7. Ground your vision in collaboration, personal and shared values, because you have a very soft heart, yeah, and you believe so much in the people that are in your life. You believe in the people who are close to you, okay, and you don't want to go through life alone. You want to go through it with someone else, yeah. So even when kayak sekarang, when you're we want to manifest something atau you have a big vision, grounded in collaboration and shared values, ya. Pilih orang-orang yang memang selaras untuk bisa kerja sama bareng. Gemini rising Capricorn, ya, mungkin mirip dengan yang tadi, where you need other people to thrive, and it's not a need, it's just you feel life as fuller that way, ya. Dengan Capricorn ada di rumah 8, this is about embracing transformation. Know that the people that come in your life are going to be the reason of your transformation, dan mungkin selama 18 tahun terakhir you have seen that, ya. And have that transparency, gak cuma dengan orang lain, tapi inner transparency as well, understanding why you do the things you do and why you pair with atau would you work or even collaborate with the people that are in your life? Why are you inviting them in your life? And what output and input are you giving out and receiving? Okay. Taurus rising Capricorn, rumah 9, ground your vision in steadiness and expansive view. Yeah, you are the type to be steady and to be cautious and to study everything thoroughly, but in an expansive way. So embrace that expansiveness, yeah, and understand it's okay to take small steps as long as you are steady in that way. Now, Aries rising, Capricorn 10th house, you ground your vision in being your own leader, yeah, and walking your path. You were born knowing what you want to do and how you want to do it, so just do it, okay? Pisces rising, Capricorn di rumah 11, ground your vision in building connections, yeah, and externalizing dreams and ambition. Because as a Pisces rising, you usually have a lot of dreams, a lot of ambition, tapi they stay inside. Yeah. So bring that magic, externalize them, tell people about them. And those who align will come to you. Now, Aquarius rising Capricorn di rumah 12, ya. Ground your vision in trusting in divine timing. The next 20 years in your life will be very transformative. Okay, di area ini, area spirituality and connection to higher power. So trust that whatever you want will come. This is an area where you can do visualization untuk saat ini. That will be very helpful for you, yeah. And speaking about divine timing, aku insya Allah akan host program Embodied Consciousness dan Divine Timing. Informasinya nanti ada di description box dan juga ada di video-video sebelumnya. You can check it out. I really hope to see you there in that journey with me, yeah. And going through 2025 with the energy of aligned co-creation, yeah. And let's affirm and embrace 2025 as the year of transformation. And I wish you a very happy new moon and 1/1 portal. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.